Brazil, Norway, a very difficult forecast. Let's start from the climate, the weather. It's going to be played at 4 p.m. local time with temperature 27 plus Celsius, humidity very high, 73, 80%. Thunderstorms increasingly possible. So basically, we can expect even a delay of a game, interruptions of a game, or maybe everything will go well as planned. Now, of course, very high humidity influences the tempo of the game. It can start in one tempo, in the second half it may be another tempo. I mean, it tires the player. So a lot depends on the substitutes. I mean, the substitutes have to be high quality, because I think that in this game the substitutes are going to be used by both coaches. Now, second, the pitch, the conditions of the pitch. The MetLife Stadium doesn't have a great pitch. Norway played there and Brazil played there. Brazil played their first game against Morocco and they drew 1-1. And Norway beat Senegal 3-2, and the Norwegians complained after the game that the pitch was very dry and hard. Jürgen Klopp, the former historic manager of Liverpool, he said that the pitch is very, very dry, and a very dry pitch influences the game enormously. In what sense? You make a lot of mistakes in passing when you play the ball on the ground. It's difficult to play penetrating balls. It's easier to play long balls just over the midfield. Now here you would say that Norway is an advantage because it has Sørloth and Haaland, who are very tall and they play well in the air. But, well, you know, it's a factor and it's not a factor, because Sørloth played the last game really very, I would say, below average, his average, and he played on the right flank. So, I mean, it's, I don't know how Norway is going to play. If they're going to plan to play more with long balls, it penalizes a lot Ødegaard, who is a thinker. He's a metronome, he's a thinker, he's the one who finds Haaland or Sørloth or anyone. He sees the spaces and he plays low balls. So it's going to be penalizing for him, and he's the director of the orchestra. So, you know, the music changes. And as far as Brazil is concerned, of course, it's going to penalize them a lot, because they play short balls. They like to play in the midfield short balls, one touch or two touches. Then they play on a ground ball. They play ground balls to Vinicius. They play ground balls to Ryan, and sort of left and right. So Brazil is a very technical team, and obviously it's going to penalize them. But if you look at the statistics, in the game against Morocco, Brazil performed 514 passes and made 65 mistakes. It's not common for Brazil. I was even surprised when I analyzed the match how many mistakes did Brazil make. But Norway made even more. They performed many passes less than Brazil, 353, and they missed 71. So you see how the pitch influences the quality of the game. That's going to be a very important factor. Now we come to the lineups. Carlo Ancelotti has more problems and more serious problems than Ståle Solbakken, the general manager of Norway, because Paquetá is out and maybe out for the entire World Cup. And Casemiro, in my opinion, is not 100%, because at the end of the game against Japan, he did have a micro injury, and we don't know the entity of it because the Football Federation of Brazil did not announce anything. But supposedly he's going to be on the field. He's not going to be 100%. I don't expect Martinelli to play in a starting lineup for a simple reason that he played against Japan the moment Brazil decided to win the game, within the 90 minutes. And he scored the winning goal. But Ancelotti is not that kind of a coach that puts into the starting lineup a man who decided a match. That's not a factor for him. For him, functionality is a factor. What kind of danger does he see in Norway? That remains a secret. I mean, even after his pre-match press conference, it's very difficult to understand. He said, "Yeah, of course, Haaland is a danger. We studied him, and more or less we know how to play. But now, Marquinhos and Gabriel, the center defenders of Brazil, they both played Haaland. Marquinhos in the Champions League, and even before, when still Haaland played in Dortmund, and Gabriel plays him all the time because they play in the same championship. So they know Haaland. Haaland knows them. Haaland is very unpredictable. Haaland, everybody calls him a predator, but just observe how he plays. He never runs into the depth of a penalty box if he doesn't feel that he's going to get the ball. His prey is the ball and the space. He doesn't care about the defenders. He doesn't even see them. So if you notice other teams, then a low cross goes into the penalty box, the attackers, they usually wait for a second not to find themselves in offside, and then they just blindly run, so that if there is a rebound or they get the ball directly, Haaland never runs. He watches, he observes, and he anticipates a ball. He goes after the ball. He even feels aware of the rebound is going to go. That's his strength. It's very difficult to mark him because he's lagging behind. He very rarely does he run just blindly up front. So that's sort of a very particular characteristic of a forward, and today I don't see anyone of the center forwards equal to him. So how Ancelotti is going to solve this problem? I don't know. I think that because of the pitch and because of the high humidity, I think he is going to put a working proletarian midfield. I mean, those who really can conquer the ball, can play physical football, and up front he has technical players who sooner or later will get the ball, and Norwegian defense is not that strong. Really, that's probably the weak point of Norway is the defense. They're all good level players, but individually average. Really, really average. Even you look at the clubs that they play for. Now, probably, Julian Reisson is going to be missing. He is a right flank defender, and that will make life easier for Vinicius, theoretically, if Vinicius will get the balls. Now, because I say the pitch is difficult. So, it's very difficult to predict. Really, it's a game 50-50, I would say. Luck factor. Well, it's not really luck, but it's sort of Norway in a game in knockout stage 32, played Ivory Coast, and the game was tied 1-1. And on the 78th minute, Ivorian player Pepe, he fell. He was in my opinion, I saw it as he was stripped. The referee didn't see it. Now Didier Drogba, who is a symbol of Ivorian football, a symbol. He's like Pelé in Brazil. So, okay, we see the difference between Ivory Coast and Brazil, but still, he is like Pelé in Brazil. He immediately wrote a post on X, disgraceful, that penalty not called on Nicolas Pepe. What's the point of VAR? And Drogba is very influential among people on Ivory Coast. So I think they got sort of emotionally very upset, if not humiliated, by not the referee, Venezuelan referee, Jesus Saez. He was next. He was very close. And the VAR referee, the first one, the main one, Juan Lara of Chile, he did not call attention of the referee. So VAR decided that it was insignificant, that there was no foul there, and they didn't call to attention the referee on the field. And the referee on the field decided that it was not a penalty. So, but discussions about it continue. So, and 12 minutes after that episode, even less, I'm sorry, it's 8 minutes later, Haaland scored the winning goal. So imagine if a penalty was given. Brazil scored also last-minute goal against Japan. So they also came into the round of 16 not without difficulty. So again, I repeat, it's a really, really difficult forecast. And let's make an agreement between me and you. If Brazil wins, you subscribe. If Norway wins, you also subscribe.